am Artistic Gamer 7 and welcome back to another video here on the channel. As you can probably tell by the title and the picture now on the screen, this is the August collab startup. I did mean this to have this out on Saturday, but I actually my throat started really bothering me and I couldn't talk a whole lot, and considering that this was like going to be a voiceover, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do it. My throat is still a little iffy, but it's better than it has been. So that is for the reason for the delay, and I am super sorry about that. But let's actually get on to the actual talking about the collab. So this one, I didn't post anything over on Twitter, I just sort of decided to do this one. And this one I am very highly encouraging the use of live edit objects, because there is going to be 10 scenarios for you to choose from and make a build off of. And there is a budget limit depending on the scenario you choose. Each scenario has a different budget. Using the live edit objects, which have just been made available, is it about a month now? Maybe a little over a month, can help you sort of get around the whole budget thing and sort of have freedom. Also, I just want to see what people actually do with the live edit objects. I actually have gotten behind on videos, so I haven't watched a whole lot of people actually specifically like make builds referencing to those. So yeah, would love to see what everyone comes up with. But just to get the basic rules, other than talking about the scenarios, you can choose any lot size. So if you want to build on a small lot and challenge yourself, you can. If you want to build on a really big lot because you want to explore around with a whole bunch of live edit objects, then you can as well. I do at least want to see some of the live edit objects being used. You can use any pack, it doesn't matter, I have all of them, even the pack that is about to come out, I'm planning on getting it. So if you want to use stuff from the Machino stuff pack as well, feel free to do so. Please no CC, it just makes it a little bit hard to actually tour the builds towards the end of the video, and the end of the month. So please no CC. The due date is going to be anywhere from the 26th to the 28th. Depending on how my work schedule works out, I also sometimes can be a little flexible, and especially since I'm later than I wanted to be for this, I definitely will try to be flexible on the due date. All the hashtags will be down in the description below. Also, once I make a group Twitter, I will give them over there as well. And lastly is the fact that there is 10 scenarios for you to pick your build off of, like I was saying a little bit earlier. So I have made sims, 10 different groups of sims for you to choose from, and the scenarios for them for you to base your build off of. Now, there technically isn't a limit to how many people can choose the same scenario, but if I'm noticing one scenario is being picked a whole lot more when there's a lot of them that haven't even got picked, I may sort of randomly cap it off, so just keep that in mind when it comes to the scenarios. But now we're going to go and actually head into the scenarios and show off the sims somewhat. So the first scenario is a mom looking for a cheap home for her and her son. She really wants a lot of outdoor space and a lot of outdoor activities for her son to use. Her budget is only $20,000, which is like your basic starter home. So she's really hoping to see what houses you can give her and her son. Isabel and Devon would most enjoy a lovely new home. If you would like to know some of their personality traits, definitely feel free to ask me, because I can send them to you and that might help you make a house for them a little bit better. And anyway, now on to scenario 2. Scenario 2, we have Jeremy Askew and Kiana Heller here. They are dating, but they are wanting a place together, and they are looking for a great place to get away. They don't want any technology, they definitely want that off-the-grid type living, and they don't really have a lot of money at all to go along with it, because they're not really too concerned about having like the fancy technology and things like that. Their budget is only $5,000, so not much to work with, but they're not really wanting any of the really expensive stuff because they want to live on the land itself. If you want to know a little bit more about their personalities, again, contact me in the comments or over on Twitter if you've picked a scenario, or if you're deciding between scenarios and the traits might influence it, just ask me. Now let's go on to scenario 3 here. we have the, well, the last name is sort of strange to pronounce. I actually looked it up because I randomized the last names, and depending on where you're at, depends on how it's pronounced. So it's Cha, I think that's how it's said, or Choi. But anyway, we have this family here. We have the husband, Rylan, and Christina, and then the daughter, Nia, the other daughter, Naomi, and Hunter, the youngest here, and they are wanting a lovely, nice family home to entertain guests and other family members, and they want the appearance of it looking nice and fancy. They don't necessarily want the full-blown cost of a fancy, extravagant home, but they want it to look like it as close as possible. So they're hoping that you can give them something really lovely. If you would like to know the personalities of these 5 lovely Sims, again, feel free to ask me anywhere on YouTube or Twitter. Now on to scenario 4, which is quite an entertaining one if you just want to be silly and fun. And this here is Skylar Byers. He is recently won the lottery, and he told his sister, which will be shown in some photographs here in a moment, that he was going to buy her a home, but he is someone who is a big fan of pranks, and he wants to give her more of a prank house. He doesn't necessarily want to spend a lot of money, but he wants to spend enough so that it can be the absolutely craziest prank home for his sister as possible. His budget is $30,000, so he's definitely looking forward to see what craziness you can give his sister. She obviously has no idea what is going on. Who knows what he's gonna actually do with this house afterwards, but who knows, maybe it can be renovated to actually be a nice home. But for now, he wants it to be a prank home. If you would like the personalities of either 2 of these Sims and their traits and things, just let me know, like the others. Now on to scenario 5 here, and here we have the lovely Sin Yusun Mova. She recently has lost her job, and she is actually looking to downsize. She is trying to become a freelance programmer now that she no longer has her old job, so she's definitely just wanting something sort of small, something that gives her the things that she needs for programming to be a freelance programmer, but she also doesn't want the cost, so she's willing to cut corners if she needs to with certain things. Her budget is $15,000 because she is once again she's lost her job. She doesn't want to put a whole lot into this house, so she's hoping you can find her something that's still hopefully nice, but definitely give her what she needs to become a freelance programmer and also just have a livable place now that she doesn't have her old job. But if you would like to know more about her traits and personality, just feel free to ask me, and I will give those details to you. Now we are on to scenario 6. In scenario 6, we have the Valdez family. One thing to note about this family is they are a family of vampires. The husband, which is Corbin, the wife, which is Eleanor, and then the daughter Ember and the son Hudson, are looking for a new home. They are actually looking to upgrade big time. They recently Eleanor actually came into some family inheritance. Well, that was quite a huge sum, and they're wanting a really, really nice home for their family that's very, very gorgeous, relaxing place to unwind, but also entertain guests and, you know, do what vampires need to do. They have a budget of $350,000, so they have quite a huge budget for you to work with and give them a lovely, nice home. If you would like to know more about these Sims in this lovely family, feel free to ask and I shall give. Okay, now we're moving on to scenario 7. Scenario 7, we have Braylon Drewer and Lilia Stoll. These 2 are dating, and they are actually looking for not your typical home, which is why they've sort of come to hopefully maybe have someone help them find the home of their dreams, which involves anything spooky and paranormal. They want that creepy house. They're okay if it feels like Halloween or Spookoween or whatever you want to call a spooky holiday all year round. They like everything paranormal. So they definitely hope that you all can find their paranormal home and give them definitely some interesting living, because I imagine living in a paranormal home isn't very normal. But anyway, if you want to know more about these two lovely Sims here and their personalities and such, again, ask me. I feel like I'm a broken record when I'm repeating that last part, but still, feel free to ask. Now moving on to scenario 8 here, we actually have this lovely family of Brandy Hodges, Elise Hodges, and Aubrey Hodges. Aubrey is their adoptive daughter. These two lovely ladies are married and have been for a bit of time. They are actually looking for a vacation home. Elise is actually a mermaid, so she's sort of been missing being near the water. So they decided they wanted to get a vacation home to be able to go to during summer months or anytime they sort of feel like they want something that has loads of places of relaxing and also being able to entertain guests if they make friends wherever their vacation home's at, or maybe even they bring some friends along with them to their vacation home. They have a budget of $100,000. If you would like to know more about this lovely family, let me know and I shall give you the information. Also noted, all of these families will be up on the gallery also to be downloaded. I should have mentioned that previously, but anyway, yeah, they're going to be all up there. Now we have scenario 9 here, which we have Colt Henley, who has decided to visit us here. He has decided to, he needs his own place, but he wants it to be a amazing, great place to have a lot of his guy friends over, hang out, drink, watch TV, play some games, but he also really wants it to look nice and inviting and, like, very, very clean and put together for when he has, some of the romantic variety of guests over. So he is definitely basically looking for a bachelor pad that doesn't look messy, but also can entertain multiple types of guests. So, if you have the great place for him, then he will be super happy. His budget is $65,000. He has quite a bit of money. I'm sure he's got some of that from his family. Who knows? But anyway, if you'd like to know more about Colt, let me know, and I shall tell. And now we're on to our last scenario. Scenario 10 here for you. This one we have Isaiah Crane and Peter Crane here for you. They are newlyweds and they're looking for their first home together. They're hoping to have something that blends their styles together while still being a little bit different and still having some of their own uniqueness in it as well. They have a budget of $50,000. They've been saving up for this first home since, you know, since a while, since they basically had gotten engaged. So they are hoping to have a pretty nice home together. So if you know of a great place for them, they will be super, super excited. Buying your first home is a pretty big deal, so they're very anxious but also excited. Anyway, if you would like to know a little bit more about these two, please let me know and I shall give you the information. And that is all the scenarios. Again, there is technically no initial starting limit on any one scenario. It's just if I start seeing that one scenario seems to be getting more attention than any of the other scenarios and they're still empty scenarios, I might eventually put a cap on that one. But if you are interested in this collab, please get a hold of me over on Twitter, or even if you want to comment down below and then I'll help you, like, send you over to Twitter probably, because Twitter's the best way for me to sort of talk to everyone and get everyone in a group, and I always make a group DM so that everyone can help each other, because that's always one of the great things about these collabs. Everyone's always willing to help. That is where it's the best place to contact me, because that's where I'm gonna probably send you. Anyway, but again, any lot size, no CC, any pack, all that stuff, just let me know if you are interested, or if you know anyone else who might be interested, send them over this way. And thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm sorry that this collab is a little late going out, but yeah, some things were a little bit out of my control at that point. Again, these Sims will be up on the gallery if you want to download them. That's another way that you can see their traits and stuff like that. But you can also ask me, or if you just need a refresher, you can ask me as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!